Okay, so thinking today about what we do want as opposed to what we don't want. Now, a lot of my clients, when I dig into the root cause of what's driving their problem with them, they have a very clear idea of what they don't want. They don't want anxiety. They don't want to worry about their health. They don't want to be scared that their heart's going to stop suddenly. They don't want to be worried that their medical condition is going to come back. They don't want to have a bad experience on the operating table. They don't want to have an injection. They don't want to have a medical intervention. And these ideas are all consuming. They've really got a brilliant idea of exactly what they don't want, and they're living in that moment. Very often what they don't have is a clear idea of what they do want. Now, very often what they do want is the opposite to what they don't want. So what you can do yourself to bring some relief to your symptoms is make a clear list of what you don't want. Like, I don't want to feel anxiety. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel fear. And then actually write these down, what you don't want. And then on the other side, write a little heading, do want. And under that, write down exactly what you do want. So the opposite of anxious is not anxious. The opposite of anxious would be something like calm. The opposite of anxious would be something like chilled, relaxed. The opposite of afraid would not be unafraid. The opposite of afraid would be something like confidence or something like safe, secure. So you always want to frame your do wants with a positive affirmation, a positive word, not the negation, not anxious, not afraid. That won't work so well. But if you can get a clear idea of what is the opposite to what you don't want, and then begin to train your mind to focus on that, to really look at what you do want and focus your attention on that for a few minutes a day. Do some conscious breath work, get yourself in a nice relaxed state, activate that parasympathetic nervous system, and then repeat to yourself what you do want. I am calm, I am safe, I am comfortable, I am healthy. All of those things. And this can have a really positive effect, just training your mind to look for what it does want rather than what it doesn't want. Now, the fact that your brain is looking for what it doesn't want is not your fault. It's a survival mechanism. It's left over from our ancestors when we were wandering about and there were real genuine threats. Our brains are trained to look for these things that are out of the ordinary. It's almost trained to compute what the worst case scenario could be in order to keep you safe in this moment, to keep you safe in this moment in time. But that's not a great place to live. You know yourself, if you're suffering from health anxiety, if you're suffering from cardiophobia, if you're suffering from any of these things, constant anxiety or worry, or in a perpetual state of fear or stress, it's extremely detrimental to your life. So just doing this simple thing of, clearly defining what you don't want. Okay, I don't want to feel anxious. I don't want to feel afraid. I don't want to feel scared. The other side of the paper, write exactly what you do want. I do want to feel confident. I do want to feel secure. I do want to feel happy. I do want to feel free. And then repeat those. Just train your brain to sort of look for those positive things. And I wonder what wonderful things will begin to happen from that. If you struggle to do this yourself, it can be useful to work with a therapist. It can be useful to define these goals clearly with someone who can help you and guide you with that. But equally, this is something you can do yourself. It's training your brain to work for you rather than against you. And yeah, I hope it helped. Let me know in the comments below if you've had any experience of this, or if you've tried this and what your experience has been. Likewise, if you have any questions that you'd like me to address or you'd like me to answer, then please feel free to drop them below. My name's Daniel Wellard. I've been a registered nurse for over 20 years. I've worked in cardiac care for a lot of that time. I now work as a remote area medic, and I'm also a qualified hypnotherapist, mindset coach, who uses breath work and other very powerful hypnotic therapeutic interventions to help people overcome multitude of issues really, but now currently I'm focused on helping people with health anxiety, cardiophobia, and helping other people with the psychology of their physiology to overcome the psychological blocks that get in the way of their health. So get in touch, let me know in the comments below what you think, what you'd like to see a video on, or if this has been helpful. Take care.